I know y'all looking at this journey like, what is going on with my face? Sorry, the light is like glamoring and shining in my face like crazy, but thought I'd do it a little different. Get down on the ground, kind of come down to eye level and not talk over anybody today. I've been gone for a little while, just doing videos occasionally. Not a lot really has occurred new. I've told a few people about the many changes going on with the job front, as I call it, in reference to management coming in, and that's kind of had an impact on me. Everything right now has been what I call a ripple effect, and I'm going to go into that very briefly, but I'm also going to kind of talk about, before I hit that though, I want to hit a topic right now that of course everybody's been in awe about, because it is what's on TV and what's happening right in front of us, is the NBA playoffs. Right now, let's see, Boston and Orlando had a controversial game 5 between Ray Allen's 3 and Rajon Rondo's tip of the rim. Still you have to, it's one of those, you have to be at the game and see it in order to know it, or know if it was a good call or not. And I mean, HD can kind of confirm whether it did or didn't, but that's another story. So and that wasn't even the gist of what that game was about. I think what everybody didn't understand was, if you have a good, talented, all-star player like Dwight Howard on your team, why isn't he getting the ball? It was a little odd, but hey, that's the way the game is played, the way it is, and you just kind of got to go with it. Houston's gonna have a tough game 6, because I mean, even though it's in Houston, LA still is a very tough team to play right now, so we're going to see how that all goes. I'm not even going to talk about the Cleveland series. I don't understand. Like, Atlanta just shouldn't even have been there. Like, it just was too easy for LeBron, in my personal opinion. For some people the game comes natural, and I'm not faulting on that at all. But what's very interesting about it is, everything he did just was like flawless for him. It was like, okay, I can just go and score on anybody whenever I feel like it, which he did. And the other matchup was the Denver-Dallas game. Dallas is in the win-or-go-home situation tonight. They could possibly be going fishing, as they call it. So we'll see how that all turns out. But beyond that, I mean, that's been pretty much the basketball stuff. Watching a little bit of hockey. We've been, one of my former classmates, he and I were going back and forth a little bit about the Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby thing. Yes, I do watch hockey once in a while. Thank ESPN for that. But, hey, you got to keep up with your sports. You got to keep up with what's going on, as always. But the topic that I'm going to get into now, don't you find it interesting that when people go, you think they're gone, but then they come back? So when they come back, you're not as receptive to them the second time they come around. What makes it even more of an odd spin is, when they come back around and you're not as receptive, eventually they get the idea and they feel like they have to shut you out, just like you shut them out in the first place. I've been doing a few blogs the last few days, and you know how I do. Gotta put them out there. Check them out. Writing, venting, expressing, telling it like it is, holding no punches for no regards. And the last few have been no exception. Belated Mother's Day to everybody. I apologize. Obviously, I don't really do videos on the weekends. Well, if things were a little different around me, then, maybe, possibly, but right now, nah. But in all truth and honesty, I have done my fair share of videos, or given my fair share of acknowledgments to people for Mother's Day. And I think that kind of was a confirmation for me, because the person who was involved in that last situation I just talked about, of cutting off and bringing back, normally on Mother's Day I would have sent, if things were legit, I probably would have sent a message saying, Happy Mother's Day, whatever, but it kind of was just another day to me. The G1 is holding up well. I got a new case on it. Finally got the back of it fixed, but that's just been the way it is. And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to, hopefully this video wasn't too depressing or too boring. If you haven't done so already, like I tell people all the time, check me out on Twitter. I'm always tweeting about some of the crazy stuff. For those of you who might be blindsided by the by the new profile photo. Yes, I took it back to the old school Boys and Girls Club style. Somewhere between either the Hall of Fame dinner or a photo shoot that I did or something. Not a photo shoot, but when they were taking like pictures of us and putting up stuff like that. I had that picture. The one I want to find, I'm going to say this one and I'm going to get ready to go, is the one when I was at the Boys and Girls Club. We played basketball for the club, and they had me with the basketball sitting there with the trophy, with the jersey on, looking like I'd lost my mind. So if I find that picture, I don't know where I'm going to find it, how I'm going to find it, but I'm going to look for it. If I can get that one, I'm going to try my best to post it. But always, you know how it is, you know how we do. Stay real, stay true to yours. Blood, sweat, and tears. You see I'm back to the black and red, holding it down. I know the time has come now for those in the class of 99. Congratulations on making it 10 years through. Class of 2000, 9 years, we made it. We still holding ground, doing our thing. Next year is our year. Let's get something popping, all right? Had to do the mini shout out. But I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.